Mm-hmm. You can't even see them.
Oh, jeez.
I'm gonna step out so y'all can see to get the full effect.
Looks like some Sasquatch.
I'll take them off and look.
No.
Bye. Hello, family. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Angela, and this channel is all about beauty, fashion, and life. Now, recently, I did a video on how to style the pear-shaped body. And I always try to read as many, if not all of the comments that you all leave. And so I was going through the comments and someone left a comment or a question or stating, Angela, why don't you do a video on how to identify which body shape you have? I thought, that's a great video idea. So that is what today's video is all about. So if you like for me to show you or discuss with you how to identify your specific body shape, then stay tuned. Now, let's get started. That is not.
You don't trip yourself on the shoes.
Slide. Ooh. I got grease on my foot. There's grease on my foot. Should have kept my sock on. Ready? Okay, because most of you like to know what I'm wearing, I'll tell you what my outfit of the day is. Really just a something really simple. I have on my Levi jacket, which I love, love, love. I will always have one of these. I can't remember where I brought this brooch. I think I bought it from Banana Republic quite a few years ago. The necklace I purchased from Etsy about a month or so ago. I'll see if I can still find a link to it. The earrings are very simple. I think I got these from H&M or Zara. The bracelets, the first one, it kind of looks like the Cartier bracelet. What's wrong, honey?
And smile.
And smile.
You're just saying every other word.
Okay. Apparently I can't say The bracelet I purchased from Amazon. It is similar to, did I say yeah?
I don't know.
It's similar to the Cartier bracelet. This bangle I purchased from the same site on Etsy that I purchased the necklace from. The shirt is my favorite Banana Republic white shirt. The shorts are very special. They were a pair of slacks yesterday, but I did not like the way they looked on the bottom, which y'all can't see is these little threads hanging off. So what I did, I put them on. I took a safety pin and I pinned it where I wanted them cut them off. And sometime this weekend or next week, I'm gonna take them to the tailor and have him to hem these. I think these are gonna look really cute this summer. So I like this look, a white shirt, something simple, easy, that I can throw on a pair of shorts. I think these are cute because I love the way the pants fit, but I did not like the way the bottom of the pant fit because my legs are kind of skinny. And my slippers are from Amazon. And the reason I have these on is because my husband hates them. So here they go. He said they look like, what they look like, honey?
Looks like somebody killed a Sasquatch and took its ears.
I think that's fake fur, but it makes me happy. I bought me a pair and Shadi a pair. Normally you'll see these up on the shelf right about there. That's where they go, right there. Okay. All right, that's it. Now I'll go ahead and get started with the video. Hi ladies, before I get started, what I want to do is first of all encourage you all to love yourself and love your shape and love the body that you're in. God formed you, He shaped you in His image and gave you exactly what He wanted you to have. Now, so the first shape that I will start off with is the pear shape. I did a video on this, so if you like to go see that, you'll be able to see that on my YouTube channel. But the pear shape has characteristics, and each of these shapes have varying characteristics, and some of the characteristics are gonna vary a bit. And this is a guide. This is not a hard set rule for each of these body shapes, but just know there are gonna be some variations in each body shape. For instance, the characteristics of a pear shape are the woman will have slimmer shoulders. So the shoulders are a lot more narrow than the hips, a very well-defined waist, and broader hips. And the way you determine that is to do measurements. There are 4 measurements that you need to do to determine your body shape. And the first measurement is the shoulder. So you want to measure your shoulders at the widest width. Make sure it doesn't slide down or slide too far up. You just want to measure it carefully. Hold a tape measure tight, but not too tight, and write that measurement down. The next measurement is the measurement of your bust. So you want to put the tape measure right in the back where your bra strap is, or a little bit higher, and take it around the broadest part of your bust so that you get an accurate measurement. The third measurement is your waist. Now your waist typically does not fall at your belly button or below. It is at the narrowest part of your body, so it's gonna be up where your hands would naturally form if you slid your hands down, and kind of cupped right there where your waist would naturally form. And that is gonna be the narrowest part of your body, and that's where your hip measurement should be taken. The last measurement is on your hips, and you wanna put the measurement tape down. It's gonna be somewhere around your crotch area. So you're gonna go all the way around and measure there. Don't pull too snug, but just snug enough so you can get an accurate measurement. And you write all these measurements down because you're gonna be looking at the ratios between basically the shoulders, the waist, and the hips, but you'll do some measurements with the You'll be including some of the measurements of the breast area as well. So with the pear shape, the shoulders are gonna be a lot more narrow than the hips. They're gonna be wider than the waist, but they're gonna be a lot more narrow than the hips. The hips are gonna be 4 to 8 inches wider than your shoulders. The shoulders can slope down. They're usually very, very feminine. You can have a larger bust line or a smaller bust line. It just depends on genetics, but typically that shoulder is always going to be a lot more narrow than the hip area. And this is the most common shape. So most women are a pear, or the majority of women are gonna be pear shaped. And I think that's, in my opinion, I think that's all to do with God shaping you in preparation for carrying children, because that's where most of the weight is going to be gained as the ladies gain weight as well. Now, two ladies that come to mind that have pear shapes that you probably think are an hourglass are Kim Kardashian and Beyonce. They both do a very, very good job of styling themselves, or their stylists do, to make their shoulders look as broad, or if not broader, than their hips. But in all actuality, they have very slender, feminine shoulders, but they do wear a lot of shoulder pads. If you go back and look at their stuff, they wear a lot of shoulder pads and embellishments on their shoulders across their bust line to make their bust line look broader and wider to match their hips. And they both have very, very narrow waistlines and a very tiny waist, which looks really, really pretty. And that's why they appear to have an hourglass shape. But in my opinion, they both are pear-shaped naturally. The next body shape I'm gonna talk about is the rectangle body shape. Now, if you've done your measurements, if you look at your measurements and your shoulder, your bust line, well, maybe or maybe not necessarily a bust line, because again, you can have smaller or larger busts and that will alter the numbers there. But specifically your shoulder, your waist, and your hips are typically within 1 to 2 inches of each other. They're very, very close in number. And that is what gives you that rectangle type shape. The waist is not well defined. So ladies who have this body shape want to create the illusion of a waistline or a smaller waist. And the person that comes in mind with this particular shape is Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah has broad shoulders, but she doesn't have a well-defined waistline, and she doesn't have wider or broader hips, but she does style herself very, very well and looks amazing in her clothes. And her stylist is very good at identifying clothes that make her appear to have a smaller waist with broader hips. The next body shape I'm going to discuss is the inverted triangle, and I myself am an inverted triangle. The characteristics of this are a much broader shoulder than the hip area. So my shoulders are 1 to 2 inches, or your shoulders could be 1 to 2 inches or greater than your hip area and your waist. I don't have a well-defined waist, and most inverted triangles don't have a well-defined waist, but they do have a much smaller hip measurement than their shoulder and breast measurement. So the people that are most notorious for having this specific body shape are athletes. So if you look at the Olympic swimmers, they are very, very triangle shaped. If you look at the gymnast, The gymnasts, they have triangular shapes as well. And someone that you may all know that has a triangle shape is Naomi Campbell. If you look at Naomi Campbell, you'll notice that her shoulders are not a lot broader than her hips, but her shoulders are a few inches more broader. But her shoulders are a few inches broader than her hips. Although she is tall, she does have a small to regular size bust line, but she is definitely a triangle in all her fabulousness. The next body shape that I'm going to discuss is the apple body. The apple body is similar to the rectangle, except when a person with an apple body shape gains weight, they typically gain all of their weight in their midsection. A person with a rectangle body is going to gain weight all over in their legs, their arms, not necessarily in their midsection, but a person with an apple body is definitely going to gain the majority of their weight in their midsection. In their midsection. A person with the apple body can have larger or skinnier arms. They can have smaller or larger busts. They can have slimmer or muscular legs, but a lot of times they have really beautiful muscular legs. But they definitely gain all of their weight in their midsection. They don't have a defined waist, and their midsection is sometimes much larger than their hips and their shoulders. The person that comes to mind that has an apple shape that you all may know is Octavia Spencer. Although she is very, very beautiful, and she as well does a great job of styling herself. You see her on the red carpet. She looks amazing. Her clothing items oftentimes kind of give the illusion of a small waist, and she just looks fantastic. The last body shape I'm going to discuss is the hourglass shape. Now, the hourglass shape is the least common body shape, but the most coveted body shape. With the hourglass body shape, the waist is very defined. The shoulders and the hip measurements are almost identical, and that is what gives that hourglass shape. The waist is approximately 6 to 8 inches smaller or even smaller than the shoulder or the hip measurements. Some famous people that come to mind who actually have an hourglass shape are Sofia Vergara. Everyone knows her. She plays up that hourglass shape very, very well. Her clothes are always picked out or custom made to fit her hourglass shape. Jessica Rabbit, I know she is not real, but she definitely has an hourglass shape. And Marilyn Monroe had an hourglass shape. So those are the three ladies that had natural hourglass shape. I know a lot of times you see the young ladies today that have hourglass shapes, but they purchase those BBLs, so they purchase those hips. You just don't know who is made the way they're made these days. Well, that's it, family. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to keep on the lookout for my other videos on how to style the various body types. They will be coming up soon. And thank you so much for spending some of your valuable time with me. I want you to have a blessed, blessed day. Bye-bye.